The Enigma of Myself, Our Shadow Self. Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of The Enigma of Myself podcast. I'm Sam, and here we're about to embark on a journey into the deepest and sometimes most hidden parts of ourselves. Have you ever thought there's a trait within you that you dislike and try to hide? Or maybe you're not even aware of it, but others point it out. Today, we're going to talk about those very parts, our shadow self. All of us have a shadow side. This shadow is a collection of traits, thoughts, and emotions that we deem bad or believe aren't acceptable to society or even to ourselves. That's why we suppress them and send them to the dark corners of our psyche. You might think hiding them solves the problem, but the truth is, these shadows unconsciously affect our lives and relationships. The goal of this episode isn't to make us feel bad, quite the opposite. We want to discover the hidden power and energy within these shadows by acknowledging them and become more complete versions of ourselves. What is the shadow and why do we hide it? The concept of the shadow was introduced by Carl Jung, the famous psychologist. The shadow is anything we don't identify with or don't want to be. This could be negative traits like jealousy, anger, selfishness, or even positive traits like creativity, power, or passion that we were told weren't good when we were kids. For example, maybe you were told from childhood that getting angry isn't good, or you always have to be kind. As a result, you suppressed your anger or assertiveness and sent them to your shadow. Now, as an adult, you might find it hard to say no or always stand up for your rights because you don't want to show that angry or assertive part of yourself. The main reason we hide our shadow is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being lovable. We learned that to be accepted, we only need to show the good and likable parts of ourselves. But these suppressed parts don't disappear. They live in our unconscious and often show themselves in indirect ways, like projection, our shadow in others. One of the clearest ways the shadow reveals itself is through projection. What does that mean? It means when we see a trait in others that we've suppressed in ourselves and either intensely dislike it or are intensely drawn to it. Imagine you absolutely detest selfish people and constantly criticize them. This might be a sign that you've suppressed your own selfish parts and are afraid to acknowledge them. Or conversely, maybe you really like very bold and risky people and are always drawn to them because you've suppressed your own boldness. Here's the key point. Anything in others that intensely bothers us or intensely attracts us can be a mirror of our own shadow. Awareness of this is the first step to working with our shadow. How to make peace with our shadow. The ultimate goal isn't to destroy the shadow. We can't get rid of our shadow because it's a part of us. The goal is to know it, accept it, and integrate it to become a more complete human being. To do this, we can take a few practical steps. Be an observer. Pay attention to your strong reactions to others. What genuinely makes you angry or fascinates you? Name it. Give a name to the parts you've hidden. For example, say, "This is my angry part," or "This is my fearful part." Accept it. Allow yourself to have those feelings. What matters is how we deal with them, not whether we have them or not. Use the shadow's power. Often, our greatest strengths are hidden in our shadow. For instance, suppressed anger can transform into assertiveness. Hidden jealousy can become motivation for progress. By accepting the shadow, we no longer expend energy hiding it, and that energy is freed up to be used for our growth and flourishing. This means feeling liberated and light. Wrap up. So, let's remember, the shadow isn't just the dark side of our being. It can be a hidden treasure trove of our strengths and potential. Understanding the shadow is the first step towards deeper self-knowledge and reaching the complete enigma of myself. Now it's your turn. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which part of your shadow have you thought about? What traits do you hide within yourself? Write to me in the comments or share your experiences. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Until the next episode of the Enigma of Myself podcast, love yourself and all your dimensions, and take care of your shadow. Goodbye.